Why did she look amazing more than any other girl there, though? I mean, what was that? Why was she so special?
She just had it. I mean, she
looked like her way.
Yeah, she looked like Desperately Seeking Susan. You know,
she was dressed like that, so
yeah,
she stood out.
Totally. I mean, that was in Desperately Seeking Susan. She didn't have any makeup or wardrobe or anything. That was her.
Right.
That was
okay.
her. So I went up to the DJ booth again, introduced myself, and this was a Saturday night, and told her that I worked at Sire, and she said, great, and said, why don't you come by and play?
Did she get what that meant?
Yeah, she knew it was record. Oh, she was pretty savvy. She knew what that meant.
Yeah.
So I said, why don't you come by Monday?
How old was she at this point, do you think?
It was 82. So I was 25, she was 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
24?
Even before that. I think I was 20.
Yeah.
I was 24, she was 23.
Okay.
Okay. So I said, why don't you come by Monday afternoon and play me your tape? And she said, great, I'll be there. So she and Mark Kamens came by Monday afternoon. She played me her demo. It was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay.
Any of the songs on the demo that were songs that eventually became on the album?
Yeah, a couple of them.
Do you remember which
ones? But a song called Everybody. But the song that, but let me go.
Okay.
We'll go back to that in a minute. Remember that, and we'll talk about it. But I thought that she was just radiating. Whatever that it is.
She had it.
She had it. I don't have it. She has it. Okay? So I said, why don't you come by tomorrow? Because my boss, Seymour, was in the hospital. He had heart surgery.
Oh.
Yeah. So he was in the hospital. I said, I'm going to play Seymour this tape tonight.
In the hospital?
Yeah.
You went to the hospital and brought him Madonna's tape?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to go play him your tape. Come by tomorrow. We'll go see Seymour. And by the way, bring me some ID because I don't believe your name's Madonna. It's too good to be true. It was like perfect.
Right.
That her name was Madonna. You know, it shouldn't, you know.
And it really is Madonna.
It really is. So I went up to play the tape for Seymour, told him about Madonna.
What did he do at laying in the hospital bed?
He said, sounds cool. Have him come by tomorrow. So
in the hospital?
Yeah. So fast forward, next day, Madonna comes by the office with Mark. She has her passport, Madonna Louise Ciccone. That's her name, Madonna.
Wow.
So I say, okay, let's saddle up. So we went out, we got a cab, and we went up to Lenox Hospital. And we went in, saw Seymour. He met her. They met, and we said, okay, let's do a deal. So that was it.
Oh, my God.
So the next day, her lawyer and my lawyer talked, and we had a deal by the end of the week.
That's amazing.
Nobody else wanted to sign her. No one was interested.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because you got it. Later, she created a whole format. But at the time, there wasn't a niche for her, really. You know, you were either new wavy or you were Donna Summer. There was no real, she was kind of straddling both worlds, you know? So, so we signed Madonna, and that was it.
Did you have any idea?
I actually told Seymour, I knew she was going to be huge.
Right.
Okay? And I told Seymour, Seymour, she's going to be bigger than Olivia Newton-John. Okay? And at the time, Olivia Newton-John was the biggest selling female artist in the world. Okay? So I said, Seymour, she's going to be bigger than Olivia Newton-John. She's going to be the biggest artist you ever work with. And he laughed at me.
Really?
Okay? But I knew I didn't know she was going to become Elvis Presley. I mean, she's like this cultural icon now. But I just knew she was going to be huge.
Oh, my God, Michael. At what point did you know that?
When I first met with her.
Really?
Yeah. I always ask people, before I work with them, what do you want out of this? You know? What do you want? What are you looking for? And she had the best answer I've ever gotten, which was, I want to rule the world.
I want to rule the world. She said that.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. The wrong answer is, I have to get my art out there. You know? That's the wrong answer because it's a business. You know? I mean, you have to want to express yourself and all that, but you gotta want to sell your mother to the Turks.
Let's talk about the business side of the business for a minute. You want to say, I'm sorry, I interrupted.
You want to be willing to sell your parents to, the
Turks?
The Turks.
Is that what
you
just said?
Yeah.
I thought you said that.
You want to. I'm sorry to any people from Turkey that are listening, but you have to want to do anything to make it. You know, you have to be able to just.
And she had that in her. She has it in her.
Walk through walls. Yeah.
Right. So when you talk about the business, this is a business. I mean, it is a business. Anybody who's an actor,
it's a business.
I mean, it's all business.
It's a business.
And so to say, just because I want to get my art out there. Well, if you want to get your art out there, okay, get your art out there. But you know, but if you want to make a living at it, that's a whole
work your
other
butt off.
ballgame.
Yeah.
I always talk about frontal lobe focus, and I talk about what we put into the frontal lobe of our brain gets registered by the lower cerebellum of the brain, which is the part of the brain that's connected to the quantum field.
Okay.
And it's a part of the brain that when we, what we continue to visually see over and over again, because like right now you're telling me all these amazing experiences you have, and I'm following along with you, but my brain is firing these images. I'm seeing images, and I'm seeing you at CBGB, and I'm seeing you at Danceteria, and I'm seeing images. So when Madonna says, "I want to rule the world," I mean, we see Madonna ruling like the world, however we picture ruling the world. So if somebody once says, "I just want to get my art out there," I mean, that becomes a vision, that becomes a frontal lobe focus, and literally you're just getting your art out there. It's a whole different picture. I want to rule the world. And I always say that we speak our lives into existence. That
that's great. I like that.
Oh yeah, we totally. Thank you. I coined that myself.
That's a good one. I like that. I'm going to remember that.
Yeah, remember. And I also said, whoever we hang out with is who we vibrate with.
Yeah. Okay.
Energetically. I mean, it's so important who we hang out with, but that's a whole nother ballgame.